definitely take notes, definitely get tuned in. I'm going to step on your toes. I'm going to step on my toes, and I'm going to try to keep it as real and as plain as possible today. Every now and then inside of our lives, I believe that there are moments where some things become clear, some things that you learn, something that the light bulb goes on that really sort of challenge you and change you. And today, what it is that I want to share is really one of those moments for me, one of those moments in my life. And what I really hope today is that I can convey what it is that I have to share that is helping to change and challenge me in such a way that it helps you, that it puts the light bulb on in your life, that it challenges you in some way to help you further your journey. And so today, the message of the title is the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. And for some of you all, if you grew up in church, if you've been in church before, you've heard this line before. It definitely comes from Scripture, and I'm not a Bible scholar. I've never been to college, to learn anything about the Word, but I'm a fan of the Word, and I'm a follower of Jesus. But I'm not going to go there today. But I will tell you that when the light bulb went off for me about this particular thing, the stuff that I want to share with you today, I did receive confirmation at church yesterday in a preached message that was talking about the Scripture that this comes from. And it says basically that you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. It's something, and I'll tell you, in my current company, the company had challenged everybody in the company to reach a goal. And if you reach the goal, you would win an all-expense-paid trip to an exotic location that would be revealed at a later time. And what the challenge was is that you would get 100 new customers in 100 days, and 100 new customers in 100 days. And if you accomplish this task, no matter how many people did it, you would win this trip, this free trip to this exotic location. Well, the location was revealed, and it was Cancun, Mexico, which is obviously a dream trip for many people. But they began to celebrate this weekend the people who had achieved this incredible goal of 100 new customers in 100 days. And as they began to share all of the winners, what they did was highlighted the person who had the most new customers in that 100-day period. And it rocked my world. This gentleman got over 650 new customers inside of 100 days. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to tell you that this blew my mind, because in my mind, getting 100 new customers in 100 days was a massive goal, was something that was really, really big and hard for many people to achieve. But this guy, was not, inside of my current company, if you looked at his rank, he actually is what we call an associate, which is, basically the first step after you join the company. Once you get 2 people signed up, this guy is not, the top of the compensation plan. He's not some superhero network marketing person. This guy just believes differently than I believed. What he saw was something different that was possible than what it is that I thought was possible. I mean, he blew this goal out of the water and got over 150 new customers a week. A week. I mean, he killed the challenge in 1 week. And so what it did for me was it forced me to change my thinking. See, this is not something new. This is not something that hasn't happened in history before. See, there's a story that I've talked about a little bit before, but the story has incredible value. It really is life-changing because it changed our whole culture in the world, especially in track and field. The gentleman, his name is Roger Bannister. And history says, and the legend says, that for 1,000 years, people tried to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. And what the popular belief was that this not only was not possible for the human body, that it may be dangerous for your body to even attempt it because it might cause your body damage. But see, as much as people didn't believe, there was one guy who did believe. There's one guy who saw something different, a different truth. He visualized himself being able to do it. Did he do some superhero training? Did he do some stuff with his body that people had never done before? No, he did not. But he saw it as something that he could do. And in 1954, he actually accomplished the goal of running a mile in less than 4 minutes. Now, why are you talking about this, Scott? This is one guy. This is one dude. He did something that nobody had ever done. Well, that's important for you to understand, because if nobody ever did it before, you can be the first to do it. But see, the thing that's so important about this story is not only did he do it, what he did was he shattered the glass ceiling. What he did was change people's perception of what is possible. What happened after that is the most amazing thing, because not even a full year later, somebody else beat his record. And then somebody beat their record, and then somebody beat their record. The legend says is that over 20 people in the next year run a mile in less than 4 minutes. See, it had never happened in history. Nobody had ever done it. But he did it, and it made people understand a different truth. It made people see something that they couldn't see before. They saw that it was possible. And now the record stands at 3 minutes and 43 seconds, not only beating his mark of 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds, but they crushed it. They crushed it. 3 minutes and 43 seconds. What happened? Their minds changed about what they thought was possible. See, that's what's going on with you and me. That's what's happening in this life. We have ourselves to blame. I already told you that it's your fault. I already told you that you can do anything, that greatness is a choice. What we think is possible and what we think is impossible is the truth that we live inside of. You have to change your truth. You have to know a different truth. You have to open your mind's eye to what is really possible, and you have to stop limiting yourself. There's two sides to that. Make sure you catch that in your notes, in your mind. You have to believe much bigger. You have to see much more is possible. And you also have to stop limiting yourself. You are your own worst critic. You are holding yourself back. You are playing small. You are the one who just don't believe. See, you have a problem getting 2 customers, and he's out here getting 650. What's the difference? Do you think he has more game than you? Do you think he has a better mouthpiece? Do you think he has more wisdom? Do you think his city is different? Do you think his country is different? No. He just believes something different. And that's what I want to get to today. That's what I want to talk to you about today, because you have to change your mind. You have to reprogram what you believe is possible. It all comes down to what you believe. And this is not just a faith message today. This is not just a motivational message. This is scientific, and I'm going to share with you a little bit today about some of that science. I'm not going to bore you to sleep. I'm not going to give a lecture, but see, your body has systems that this is based off of. You can look it up. You can go do your own research, but it's called the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system, RAS. And what it is inside of your brain, you have a system that functions to highlight and filter, to activate and delete. What it does, it's what deals with what it is that is in the spotlight in your life and what gets filtered and filed away. When you look around the room that you're looking at right now, look around the room. I want you to look around the room. See, you're going to see certain things and you're not going to see certain things in your conscious mind. Your mind and your eyes see everything in that room. But what you focus on, what you actually see, is the function of this reticular activating system. See, it needs to decide what it sees and takes in and highlights, and it needs to decide what's not important and what goes in the trash, what goes in the filter, what we're not going to see. Now, how can this benefit me, Scott? What can I do to utilize this? See, you need to put in front of you what is important. You need to decide what your truth is. You need to know the truth about yourself. You need to know the truth about what it is you're going after. If you're going after 2 sales, if you're going after 2 people, that's what your mind is seeing. That's what your reticular activating system is working on. But if you're going after 650, it's working on something different. It's seeing something different. See, it's the difference between you seeing an opportunity, between you seeing certain things. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. See, you bought that car, and you never saw a car like this before. You never saw a car this color before. Now you bought it, and you see those cars everywhere. You see the car that same color everywhere. You just never saw one before. And so you bought it, and you was thinking you got the unique, you got the hookup, you got the car of your dreams. But now everywhere you go, at Walmart's parking lot and moving down the street, and the neighbor has one. But in your mind, you never saw one. Do you really think you never saw one? No, your reticular activating system has never had a need to see it. You heard a new word. You heard a new word. You never heard this word before. In your life, you would swear that you never heard this word before. And all of a sudden, you heard it 6 times this week. You heard it 3 times today. Do you think you really never heard it before? No. Your reticular activating system never had a need to allow it through the filter, to put it in the spotlight. Now you heard the word. Now you knew the truth, and the truth was setting you free. See, you have to redefine your truth. You have to believe something different. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. How can you open your mind's eye, and how can you stop limiting yourself? How can you believe much bigger about what's possible, and how can you remove your own glass ceiling that you have in front of you, inside of the limits that you've placed on yourself? And so there's four beliefs. This is something that's a common list. It's not something new, but it's something that's going to help you change your life and your business. See, this, if you're on this call today and you're not a business person, this still applies to you. This applies to what you think is possible. This applies to the opportunities that your mind is open to, what you think you can do and what you think you can't do. See, I've seen the difference between a wise person, a person that is educated, a person that is cultured, and a person that some people would call a fool. And the fool is ignorance on fire, and And the wise person is what I call knowledge on ice. The fool is blindly going after it because they believe, they see that it's possible. But the wise person is frozen for their own limits, for the things that they believe is possible. You have to change your thinking. You have to change the truth that you have set in front of you, and you can redefine it. You can change what your reticular activating system is focusing on and the definitions that you wanted to see. And you have to do that in 4 areas, and I'm going to talk about those 4 areas and finish this call. One is the industry that you're inside of. I'm talking to all of my MLM people, my network marketing people, my direct sales people, but this applies to you. And if you're in the church, if you're in a business, you have to believe in the industry. You have to be a different mindset. You have to see it as a truth that this industry that we are inside of is the best industry on the planet, the one that can help people get their freedom. You have to believe in the industry of network marketing. You have to change your belief. Part of it is you feel funny about it yourself. You have perceptions about it yourself. You get scared when people say pyramid scheme. You get scared when people call it a scam. You get scared when people say it's one of those things. No. You have to believe in this industry. Change your thinking, change your perception, and understand the power of the industry that you're involved in. See, the industry of network marketing, the industry of direct sales, it has created so many millionaires. It has created so much wealth. 80% of the women in this country of the United States that earn over $100,000 a year, they do it in this industry. You need to change your perceptions, your belief about the truth of the industry that you're involved in. Yeah, were there shady people? Did they start shady companies? Did they do bad things? Yes, they did. But can you please tell me an industry that didn't? Are there shady preachers? Were there shady churches? Are there shady police? Every industry that you can think of. Are there shady restaurateurs? Are there shady maid services? Are there shady people that drive Uber? You name it. And of course, we can find an example of somebody who didn't do it right. But I'll tell you, this industry, you need to change your belief and see a different truth about it. The next thing is your company, the company that you are a part of, the company that you had decided to partner with and to join. You must have belief through the roof that this is the best company in the industry. You need to believe that this company is the game changer for the entire industry and for anybody that connects with it. You have to have a different set of beliefs and truths about it. If you don't believe it, you should get away from it. If you don't believe it, you should go find the company that you can be that much behind for. You need to be the biggest cheerleader for the company. I mean, understand this, that if you don't believe that, how can you bring people to it? If you don't believe that you're blessing their life by connecting them with the company that you're a part of, how can you effectively bring people to the company? You have to believe differently about the industry and about the company. And number 3 is the products or service that your company provides. You have to have through the roof belief about the products or services that your company provides. How do you do that? You better use them. I mean, how can you have belief if you don't use them? How can you believe that they can change people's lives if they haven't changed yours? If you don't believe in the products, then you shouldn't be out here trying to get them to somebody else. But if you don't believe in them, you can't effectively get them to somebody else. I don't know the man who got 650 sales in 100 days. I don't know him. But I would imagine that his belief about the life-changing effects of the products of this company is through the roof. See, there's got to be a sense of urgency. See, you got to be out here helping people and blessing people with the products or services that you have to offer. And if you don't really believe it, it doesn't surprise me. You need to have a different truth. See, when you know that the product is going to bless somebody's life, there's no funniness. You don't feel like you're selling somebody, that you're talking to somebody who needs what you have to offer. It's going to improve their life. It's going to make it better for them. And if they say no, it doesn't make you feel funny. It makes you feel a little sad that they can't see the power that they are turning away from them. It makes you a little sad that they're not opening their mind's eye enough to see that this could change their life. You have to believe a different truth about the products. It will send you to a different place when you're talking to people. And number four, see, because you got to believe in the industry, and you got to believe in your company, and you got to believe in the products, but lastly, you have to believe in yourself. And many times that's what I talk about on these calls, because that's what I want you to see inside of yourself. That's what I want you to change, because honestly, that's the biggest thing that you can do. I remember so clearly. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had just begun to work for myself. It started my first brick and mortar business, and I used to be in a situation where when I worked in a job, I had some funniness when I was dealing with authority, when I was talking to managers or owners, as I worked for these other people. I mean, I told some of you all I had 20 jobs by the time I was 18, and at this point in my life, I was 25 years old, and I was standing at a desk, and there were two managers there that were pretty important guys inside of the company that I worked for. And I remember the moment when the truth in my mind changed, and I realized that these guys are just guys, that these are just people, and I'm a person too. That I have a good mind, and that I have a good heart, that I have a good thing to say. And it was at that moment that situation that I was involved in, because it wasn't a comfortable situation. I was sort of being reprimanded in a situation that I shouldn't have been. And my truth changed in that moment, and I spoke much differently and much freer. And I began to see physically them to get uncomfortable, because their light bulb went on and said, he knows. He sees a different truth. He understands. And what he's saying, we can't really rebut, because he's speaking a different truth. See, about yourself, the light bulb needs to go on. You need to open your mind's eye and recognize that those heroes that you have in your company, those heroes that you have in the industry, those people that have done great things that you set on a pedestal, you can do what they have done. Not only that, because they did it, so you know you can do it, but not only that, you can be the Roger Bannister. You can be the first person to do it. You can be the groundbreaking story yourself. You can change history in the industry of network marketing. People thought 5 figures a month was pretty major, but nobody ever thought that people would get to a place where they had 6 figures a month, and then all of a sudden people are 7 figures a month. I mean, it always is going to be a mentally imposed ceiling that people have, but you have power to change your life and to do anything that you want to do. Your reticular activating system, that's what you need to work on. That's what you need to work on. How do I change it, Scott? How do I change it? You're telling me I need to change my belief in the industry. You're telling me I need to change my belief in my company. You're telling me I need to change my belief in the products. You're telling me I need to change my belief in myself. But how do I do it? See, you got to put it in front of you. You think it's just hype. You think that people are just talking about it because it's something to do, some sort of activity that they just teach you. No, you need to take it seriously. You need to change your thinking. You need to put it in front of you. You need to write your goals down. You need to write them down. I don't want you to type them. I want you to physically write them. And then after you write them down physically with a pen and paper, then you should type them, because that's going to be another level of it entering inside of your mind. And then you need to print them off. Then you need to make copies of it, and you need to put them in front of you. The reasons of why you want to change your life, the things that you believe, the goals that you're going after, you need to write them down. And you need to put them in front of you. And then you need to get pictures and photos, and you need to put them on the fridge, and you need to put them on the mirror so you can brush your teeth and look at them in the morning. You need to put them on your computer monitor so you're working. You need to put them next to the phone so you won't avoid the phone. You need to put them in your car. You need to put them as the screensaver on your cell phone. You need to put these things in front of you. Why? Why, Scott? Why? Because your subconscious mind, your reticular activating system, is more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen when you're in a room full of people, when you're in a busy mall, when you're looking at a crowded place? Your reticular activating system is spotlighting things and filtering out things, and it's making things brighter. It's making some things get filed away and putting some things in the trash. But when you've got your goals in front of you, it's going to draw these things to your attention. It's going to help you see opportunities that you wouldn't have seen if you had not told your subconscious mind, if you had not told your reticular activating system what you need to focus on. You need to talk about it with your business partners. You need to talk about it with your family. You need to speak it out loud. You need to listen to videos. You need to listen to audios. This is not just hype. This is not just rah-rah. This is going to change your life if you change your life. See, you don't mind listening to Netflix 24/7. You don't mind having the radio on, listen to the CD. You want to listen to Remy Ma. You want to listen to Nicki Minaj. You want to figure out what's going on Facebook. Surround your mind with the power that you have, with the goals that you want, the things that you're going to do to change your life. Change your thinking. Stop going after 2 sales and start going after 200. Stop trying to get 2 people and recognize you can get 200. Stop trying to go after $200 and realize you can get $200,000. I mean, what do you think is possible? What are you programming your mind is possible? You are your own worst enemy. You have to learn a new truth about yourself. You have to believe much bigger. You have to believe much more is possible. The truth that you have programmed inside of your mind has limited you and held you to the place that you're at. Yes, it's your fault. Yes, it's your fault. Did you know it? So what you didn't know it? The universe and the world does not care. The only way to make it different, the only way to change it is for you to grab a hold of it today. Stop limiting yourself. Open up your mind's eye and believe much bigger about what is possible. Greatness is a choice. And for you to make that choice, you have to reprogram what you believe is possible. If you know the truth, it will set you free. It will free you physically. It will free you financially. It will free you emotionally. It will free you spiritually. The truth is a powerful thing. And you need to recognize the truth of who you are. And you need to recognize the truth of how you've been. Slap yourself on the wrist. Correct yourself. Don't miss correcting yourself on those bad habits. Don't miss correcting yourself on the truth of what you've done to hold yourself back. But don't miss the truth of who you really are and the power that you really have. Anything is possible But you have to first understand that it's the truth. And I promise you it'll set you free. It'll set you free. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be on this call today. As always, I pray that God is going to pour out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. If you like this call, if you want to share this call, you can listen to the replay of this or any other on scottbent.com. God bless y'all. Have a great day.